Hey, fourth graders, it's Miss Schultze. Today I'm going to be going over a few of our math problems from your math learning packet. The first problem we're going to be working through is problem 6A. It is a perimeter and area problem. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail over area and perimeter because I know Miss Bolt did that last week. So as a quick review, remember that area is when you multiply to find the amount inside, so inside your rectangle. To do that, you're going to multiply length times width. Then perimeter is when you add to find the distance around. So you're going around the outside of your shape, in this case a rectangle. So before I can do that, before I can find the area and perimeter of this rectangle, I need to label the sides of my rectangle. Now I know that this side matches up with this side. So if this side measures 38, so is this one. Then I know this side matches up with this side. This one's 49, so is this. Now I'm ready to start calculating to find the area and the perimeter. When we solve for area, we multiply to find the amount inside. We multiply length times width. So my length here is 38. My width is 49, so I'm doing 38 times 49. So in fourth grade, there are two main ways that we've used to solve these multi-digit multiplication problems. We really want to show our work for these problems because the numbers are going to get too big and it's really hard to do in your head. So it's very important that you show your work and take your time. The first method I am going to show you is the box method. I'll do it over here. For the box method, we're going to draw a box. Then we're going to decompose these two numbers into tens and ones. So if I look at the number 38, I know that there are So if I look at the number 38, I know the value of the 3 is 30. You have 3 tens, that equals 30. Then I know the value of my 8, I have 8 ones, that is just 8. So I labeled one side of the box with 30 and 8. If you add 30 plus 8, it matches. That's how you can do a quick check. Now along the other side of the box, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to decompose 49. In 49, I know there are 4 tens. 4 tens equals 40. And I know there are 9 ones. 9 ones equals 9. Now I'm going to do some multiplication. I have all the sides of my rectangle labeled and I'm ready to multiply. To find the answer that goes in this box, I'm going to do 30 times the side of this. This side matches up with here. So 30 times 40. 30 times 40 equals 1,200. Next, I'm going to fill in this box. It is 8 times 40. 8 times 40 equals 320. Up next, I'm going to come to this rectangle. I'm going to go 30, so that matches, times 9. There's a new one. 30 times 9. 30 times 9 equals 270. And finally, I have one tiny little box left. I'm going to go 8 times 9. 8 times 9, I know, equals 72. Once I have each of the sections of my box filled in, I'm going to add them together to get my final answer. So I'm going to add 1,200 plus 320 plus 270 plus 72. Now you see I'm showing my work. That's a lot of addition I would need to be doing in my head, so it's much easier for me to write it down, and I can be more accurate. So I'm going to add them up using our normal method. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 equals 2. 7, 8, 9, or 14, 15, 16. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1. So I have figured out the area of my original using my box method. My answer is 1,862. Now I know Miss Bolt also talked about having a label in your answer. Well, in our original, we don't have anything written down like feet or inches or yards. So when we don't have a label, our label is units. So our label for our problem is going to be 1,862 units squared. So we know that's the answer to our area problem. So area equals that. Now we are ready to do our perimeter. For perimeter, remember, we are going to add to find the distance around. So our measurements, we're going to add them all up. We're going to add 49 plus 38 plus 49 plus 38. And we'll get ready to add. That equals 34. Now, so I got an answer of 174. So our perimeter equals 174 units. Now the difference between our perimeter and our area is for area, we included our units squared because it's the area inside, but perimeter is just the outside, so you only need your answer of 174 units. You don't need the square at the end. Next, we're going on to problem 6b. 6b, we're going to work it pretty similarly. For area, we are finding the area inside. Perimeter, it's the outside. For area, the equation is going to be 99 times 75 because it's length times width. You could use the box method that I just showed you, or you could use a different one that's very similar, but it's called partial products. Partial products works pretty much the same way as the box method. It just looks different. This looks more similar to the method that your parents are probably used to using, or the way they learned. It's still a little bit different, but it's closer. So we're still going to write down our equation, but it's going to be standing up tall. So I'm going to go 99 times 75. Now I'm going to pretend like this 7 doesn't exist. So I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist. I'm going to take my 5 times each of these numbers. So my 5 is in the ones place, so I have the value of 5. So I'm going 5 times 9. I'm going to write that down so I remember. 5 times 9, I know using my quick facts, is 45. I'm writing this on the same line so I can keep track of my answers. Up next, I'm doing 5 times this 9. But this 9 is in the tens place. So this 9's value is actually 90. 9 tens equals 90. So I'm going to take 5 times 90. Using my math, I know 5 times 90 is 450. Since I took both of these numbers times my 5, that's good to go. I'm going to just cross it off so I forget about it because I'm done. Now I'm going to go both of these top numbers times my 7, but my 7 is in my tens place. So this 7 is actually 70. So I'm going to go 70 times 9. 70 times 9, I know, equals 630. And finally, next I'm going to go 70 times 90. 70 times 90 equals 6,300. The final step now is to add all of these up. So 5 plus 0 equals 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. 10, 11, 12. 6 plus 4 is 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. 6 plus 1 equals 7. So we have our area. We're going to write that down. Our area is 7,425. Once again, we don't have a label up here, so it's going to be units. So our label and our answer for area is units squared. Next, we're solving perimeter. Remember, perimeter, we go all the way around our rectangle. We add them up. So for perimeter, here we go. 99 plus 75 plus 99 plus 75. I added up the sides of my rectangle and I got the answer of 348. So my perimeter equals 348 units. Now I've solved 2 of my area and perimeter problems. The final problem has a few steps involved in it. What we did on our first 2 area and perimeter problems is we labeled each of our sides of our rectangle, but this rectangle looks a little different. You can tell it's not a perfect rectangle because there's this little cutout, it looks like, but we do have all the tools we need in order to figure out the area and perimeter of this problem. So, the 2 chunks that are not labeled on our rectangle right now are this chunk and this chunk. Everything else is labeled. We're going to use our knowledge to figure out what this part of the rectangle should, or this part of the shape should be. So if I was going to think of this as a complete rectangle, I could put like a little make-believe line here to see where this matches, because I know that this entire length is 133. So this entire length all to here is also 133. But the difference is, out of this 133, there is this chunk cut out. This chunk is 46. So to figure out what this chunk is, I'm going to take my big minus this cutout, and I'll get what this equals. So 133 minus 46 equals 87. So this side length is 87. I'm going to do that same method to figure out what this piece measures. So my whole of this side is 84. So I know from here to here is 84. Well, I'm going to use what I'm given. I'm given this chunk here for the side. So I'm going to go 84 minus 46. And that will tell me what's missing here. So 84 minus 46 is 38. So now all the sides of my rectangle are labeled. Now I can start to solve. First, we're going to do area. There are a few ways you can solve area for this problem, but the one way we're going to do is we're going to split this weird shape up into smaller rectangles. Now, I'm going to use what I'm already given to help me. If I were, to draw a line there, I have now split this into two rectangles. So I'm going to find the area of those two rectangles and then add them together. So my first rectangle, we're going to do this bigger one. The side length, because area is length times width, the side length is 133, and I'm going to times it by 46. So 133 times 46. I'm going to use my box method to solve my area problems for this overall one. So I'm drawing my box. Now I need to split up my 133. So my 133, I know the value of this 3 is 3. I know the value of this 3 is 30 because I have 3 tens. 3 tens equals 30. Then I have my 1 here. 1 is in the hundreds place, so 100 equals 100. Then I'm going to decompose 46 the same way. I have 6 ones, that equals 6. Then I have 4 tens, and that equals 40. I'm going to do my multiplication to figure out the inside of these boxes. All right, 100 times 40, it matches up. 100 times 40. 4,000. Then we go 30 times 40. Equals 1,200. Then I'm going to go 3 times 40. Equals 120. I'm going to go 100 times 6. Equals 600. 30 times 6. Equals 180. Then 3 times 6. Equals 18. Now I'm going to add all those up. So I have 4,000 plus 1,200. It's 120. 600. 180. It's 18. 8. 11. 11. And 6. So my answer to this part is 6,118. I'm not done though. I only found the area of this box. I wrote it in there so I don't forget it. Now I need to find the area of this box. So my length for this box, which I figured out was 87, my width is 38. So I'm going to take 87 times 38. I'm going to use my box method again. My 8 is in my tens place, so that means I have 80. My 7 is in my ones place, so 7 ones equals 7. My 3 is in my tens place, so 3 tens equals 30. My 8 is in my ones place, so 8 ones equals 8. Now I'm going to multiply 80 times 30. 2,400. 7 times 30. 210. 80 times 8. 640. 7 times 8. 56. Now I'm going to add them. Running out of room on the camera. 2,400 plus 210 plus 640 plus 56. So I found out that this chunk was 3,306. Now to find I found the area of this part and the area of this part. To find the overall one, I need to add both these two numbers together. I'll do it over here. So 6,118 plus 3,306. Here we go. My area for this rectangle is 9,424 units squared. Oops, I said for this rectangle. I mean, my area for this shape is 9,424 units. Do you see why it's important to show your work? There are a lot of numbers involved in here. There would be a lot to do in your head. I would get lost. So that's why it's almost easier for me to just show my work and calculate that way. The final step we need to do, we did area, we need to do perimeter. So we are going to add up those sides of this shape. So my first side is 84. I have 133. 46. 46. 38. 87. Up. I was just writing those numbers down here so I can show my work one last time. Here we go. Okay. So my perimeter equals 434 units. All right, there you go. There is problem 6. I did my work on 3 sheets of paper. I write kind of big, but that helped me make sure I keep all my thoughts organized. So I would suggest you doing the same because this amount of space is kind of tiny, so you'll probably need a little bit more room to write. Thank you.